What's that that UFC?
Chogo.
Yeah, it's the one that when you get on your back and then choke you. When they take your back, it's like
Camel
the worst
clutch.
choke. Nuh-uh, it's like the worst choke.
Rear naked choke.
Rear naked choke. Yeah. Alright, first and foremost, we'll give our praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Give a sincere greeting and a salute to all the brothers and sisters scattered across the four corners, teaching this word with sincerity and charity. I want to do a quick breakdown real quick. It's Shabbat. Happy Shabbat to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Asha Shabbat. Hosea, give me, matter of fact, give me Hosea chapter 10, verse 12, but hold it real quick. This class is going to be about a lot of you brothers and sisters out here getting spiritually guillotine choked, getting spiritually real naked choked out here, man. And the word get choked up out of you, man. And a lot of time, with that rear naked choke, you know what I'm saying? If you watch UFC, that rear naked choke, man, the opponent got to take your back. He got to take your back, and that's one of the worst chokes you can get, man. You letting the enemy take your back. You letting the enemy take your back, man. And then getting behind you and just choking that life out of you, man. You trying to fight with your little, you know what I'm saying, them little pats, and you not knowing where your strength truly lies. So you giving up your back, man. When you give up the Most High, when you give up on it, when you stop following His word, you give up your back. You leave your back exposed, and the enemy gonna jump right up on there and choke the word out of you. Give me Hosea chapter 10, verse 12. What this song?
The book of Hosea, chapter 10, and verse 12. It is in my desire that I should...
Hosea chapter 10, verse 12.
Oh, Salaki. Sow to yourselves in righteousness.
Sow to yourselves in righteousness. You got to understand agriculture when you're dealing with a lot of these parables, when you're dealing with these scriptures. If you sitting in these churches, they ain't teach you about agriculture. They ain't breaking these parables down to you sitting in these camps. They not breaking these agriculture. They not sitting there. You're going to have to dig into this stuff yourself, and then we might have to start being a teacher to break these things down to your people, man. Break these things down to your brothers and sisters. All right, sow to yourselves in righteousness. Understand that this sowing is you dealing to yourself. Sow to yourself. Sow in yourself righteousness and what?
Reap in mercy.
And reap in mercy. Sowing and reaping both require work. It's hard work to sow and it's hard work to reap. It's hard work to go out there and get the reward from the harvest. So it's gonna take work. It's gonna require work. It's not gonna be easy. A lot of you getting choked out just because of the thought of the work. You ain't even start putting the work in, but just the thought of the work. And then a lot of you sow the seed for a little while, and then you get exhausted, and you run out of oil, and you run out of fuel. And so then you leave the field, man. Right? You leave the field. Keep going.
Break up your fallow ground.
He said, break up your fallow ground. That's a ground that's been laid. Fallow ground is a ground that's been laid. Look that up. When you see words like that, look it up. Just don't read the text and then keep on going. Fallow ground is a ground that's been laid, that's been idle. It's been idle, man. You're supposed to rest the ground. I think it's every 7 years. The 7th year, you're supposed to rest the ground. That's like fallow ground, man. It's been resting. You've been idle. You ain't been out here in that word like that. You know you've been back in that world. So all these thorns and all these weeds done growed up. All these tares done growed up amongst the wheat. All these thorns done growed up amongst that wheat. So you still got that little seed in there, but you don't let it idle, and you haven't took the time to maintain your harvest. You haven't took the time to maintain what you have sowed out there, right? So that thing been idle. So you're gonna have to break that ground up, and that breaking is a process, man. It's something it's gonna require work. It's gonna require work, and it's gonna be painful. The breaking up of the fallow is a painful situation. It's a trials and tribulations, right? It's a cutting off. It's getting yourself reestablished so that seed can be sown in you again, so you can reset. Because you done fell off and went back into the world. Keep going.
For it is time to seek the Lord.
Break up. See, you gotta break up the fallow before you can even seek the Most High. You gotta break up the fallow. You gotta break up the fallow before you can even get the word sown in you. And this is all about you. Hosea chapter 10, verse 12 is all about you. Sow to yourself in righteousness, reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek the Lord till what?
Till he come and rain righteousness upon you.
Until he come and he brings that rain. He brings that righteous rain. Give me Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 3.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 4 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
For thus saith the Lord to the men of Judah and Jerusalem,
Uh-huh.
break up your fallow ground.
He said, thus says the Lord, thus says the Most High, thus says Yahweh, by Shem. To the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground. This is a key thing, breaking up your fallow ground. You're going to have to put yourself back in the furnace. You're going to have to go back in that dark place. It's going to be painful. It's just like you done fell off. You ain't went to the gym and you done fell off. You got to get back in there, get back on that treadmill. You used to can run 4 miles straight. And them you used to run 4 miles straight. Now you got to go back in there and it's a struggle, man. Them lungs ain't what they used to be. Them muscles ain't what they used to be. They don't have the endurance that they used to have. You just couldn't do. You used to go in there and do 5, 6 sets of 20. Now you can't even do 1, 2. You all your muscle endurance gone, all your strength gone. You got to take 2, 3 plates off. You got to break up that follow. And why is it important? Watch this. Why is it important to break up your follow?
And sow not among thorns.
And sow not among thorns, man. Don't sow your seed among thorns. You break up your follow, you get all those thorns and all those tears up out of your ground. You get it up out of there before you start sowing that seed again. A lot of you be trying to sow the seed, you knowing you in the world, man. You sowing the seed, you know you wearing fringes and you know you in the world. And see, a lot of times that stuff come back to people who are in righteousness. The Pharisees will come back and be like, well, you know, I met this brother who at my job, he wear the fringes, but he was sleeping with all these women at work. That stuff come back to brothers. You end up coming back, man. So don't be misrepresenting Israel. If you love Israel, don't be misrepresenting it. Break up your follow. Break up your follow ground, right? And then reset yourself, man. Reset yourself. Don't be sitting up here wearing the fringes, trying to speak Israel, and then you're not living it, man. And everybody knows you're not living it, and you being a misrepresentation of Yesharon. You being a misrepresentation of what the ideal character of what the Most High wants Israel to become. Break up your fallow ground. Give me that Mark chapter 4, verse 18. Let me show you what it means to be don't sow among thorns. Why it's important that you don't sow among thorns. Why it's important that you break up that fallow ground and not let this world hit you in that rear naked choke. Mark chapter 4, verse 18. We're going to do 18 and 19.
The book of Mark, chapter 4, verse 18. And these are they which are sown among thorns.
It said, these are they that are sown amongst thorns. This is the parable of the seed sower. These are those that are sown among thorns. He told you, the Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 3 told you. For thus says the Lord to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground and sow not among thorns. You go back to Mark chapter 4, verse 18. This is the socio parable. Yahushua is bringing this thing into fold. And these are they which are sown among thorns. You had the ones that sown among the ground. You got those that couldn't take root, that was sown among the ground, couldn't take root, that was on the cement, couldn't take root. And you had those that actually hit the good ground and was able to bear fruit. But this right here, we only gonna deal with the one that is sown among the thorns. That's the context of what we're dealing with, right? And these are they that are sown among the thorns. Keep going.
Such as hear the word.
They hear the word. They hear the word. They may change their name. They may, you know what I'm saying? They may put the fringes on. They may jump in front of a couple camps. You may see them in some camp videos. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
And the cares of this world.
And the cares of this world. Come on.
And the deceitfulness of riches.
And deceitfulness of riches. Come on.
And the lust of other things.
And the lust of other things. Come on.
Entering in.
They enter in and what?
Choke the word.
And they choke the word. You get spiritually rear naked choked out here into submission, into Christmas, into Christianity, into smoking weed. You tapping out into Sister Day, into, you know, all these little stupid little Facebook holidays I've been seeing, man. They do anything. You do anything except thus says the Lord. Choked in submission, tapping out. Take the fringes off. don't want to look like that. I don't want to be humiliated like that. I want to look like the world. Adapt to the world. And then what?
And it becometh unfruitful.
And it becometh unfruitful, meaning it was fruitful. It was on its path to being fruitful. But then it becometh unfruitful, man. That thing withers up. Matter of fact, give me Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 21. And we'll head out with that.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, and verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
Yet I had planted thee a noble vine.
He planted us a noble vine, man. Come on.
Holy.
Holy, set apart. Come on.
A right seed.
A right seed. Come on.
How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of strange vine unto me?
How have you turned into a degenerate plant? You know how? Because you didn't break up your fallow ground. You sowed your seed amongst thorns. You sowed your seed amongst deceitful lusts. Deceitful lust for riches and the lust for other things like worldly women. These worldly women, choking strange women. She not into these scriptures. She not a virtuous. She's strange. So you let those strange women choke the word out of you. And you sitting up here trying to pretend. You sitting up here trying to grow. And I'm looking at these seeds that are trying to grow amongst these storms, amongst the world, and you're not able to do it. The word's going to choke you out because you're scared to break up your hollow ground. Give me Sirach chapter 10, verse 19. The Spirit.
Book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 19. They that fear the Lord.
They that fear the Lord what?
Are a sure seed.
And that's the problem. Y'all don't fear God. With that, we going to say shalom.